What's up, guys? It's John with National Sports Entertainment, and I wanted to cover the different sports that we went into today, as well as tomorrow, of course. We had a good day, not a good start, just because we had the Marlins as a leg three that didn't come through, but of course we had a bunch of plays, and we wound up doing good. Yeah, we have Cavs Suns, they don't play until, well, they probably just tipped off. It was 10 o'clock, they're about fashionably late usually, so even by the time this video is uploaded, unless one team is just creaming the other, which I don't think that's going to happen, especially after the first of the doubleheader was a blowout. uh yeah, we probably won't have the result until after midnight. So anyway, everything else is finalized though, so I figured I'd run through the games. So good day. We actually did better in baseball than I was hoping. Not better than I was hoping, but just better than I expected. I played more baseball than I really wanted to, but there was a couple matchups I liked. So anyway, we played Celtics to cover the Thunder. I really liked this one, but I was worried because SGA was out. That might be the line, and people might like the Celtics. But either way, I just thought the Thunder have played fine this year, and he has been their driving force. But almost double-digit points. Celtics been shaky lately, so I thought this made sense. So I got the Celtics covering the Thunder. They got that, so 1 unit up. We got the Wolves Raptors over. They went over late, low scoring first. They got a good scoring second, and then they gradually kind of picked it up. Finished at like 218 or something when I stopped checking. So went over by a good bit, so that was nice. 3 units. Pelicans got beat pretty bad, so back down to 2 units. Of course, these two are in play. We got the win and the cover in play. We got this under. This was nice because second inning it was like 4-2, but then they put the brakes on it and they wound up finishing 5-3. So, and a lot of people got 9. So even had they scored another run, I think a lot of people would have pushed. But 8.5 was the ESPN official line, so that was nice, and it finished under that anyway. So that was a good leg three to get for baseball, just because again, baseball typically isn't our best. So anyway, up 6 units. We got both of the Twins. We got the over, and we got the Twins win. That was a pick 'em. So up 8 units. Mets again, rain delay. So we'll be playing them tomorrow. We missed the Marlins leg three. Didn't want to do a lot of leg threes in baseball, to be honest, especially chasing teams like that. And it's not as much that I'm chasing them because they're on a losing streak. I'm chasing them more because I'm trying to take teams that suck against the red line. The spread still works even in baseball. It's just early in the season, so that didn't come through. Down, so up 4 units. D-backs they didn't cover, so I don't even think they won. They might have won it. It was like a low scoring game, but anyway, that brings us down up 3 units. Bergs came through nice. We just got it because it was a 6-3. He took the first set 6-3, and then he lost the next set 6-4, so he was up. We were up 1 with him, and then he won. He lost the last set 6-3. So Shelton only covered 2 games, so we got the 3-game cover there. So that was nice. I was worried it was going to push for a second, but we wound up getting the cover, the win, which is nice for a leg three. And we missed Wozniacki, which I think puts us +6 for the day. Just make sure again. 1, 3, 2, 6, 7, 8, 4, 3, 7, 6. Yeah, up 6 units right now. So the worst we could finish is up 3 if we lose both of these. And we could finish in double digits if we're able to get them. So that's perfectly fine. I'll definitely take that. A 6 unit day is nice. Can't amend this yet because, like, right as of now, technically we're up 3 units on the week and it's at 137.3. But I like to wait until all the games are finished. So anyway, once obviously the Cavs update, then I'll update our tally. But anyway, guaranteed profitable day, and guaranteed to be at the worst completely even on the week, which is nice. Because we have a couple risky plays tomorrow. Not risky, but well, they're risky, but they're just plays I believe in. But anyway, yeah. So tennis, no shocker there, really coming through again. Nothing crazy, but 3 units profited after the Wozniacki loss, and tennis just continues to do well. Baseball, better than I had expected. Again, just had a small sample size last couple of years. I did baseball on YouTube. Wasn't great. I have a slightly different approach this time around, so we'll see what happens. And yeah, hopefully the Cavs come through. But as it stands right now, we're up 6 units. And again, just pick the no-namer to cover Shelton, who obviously sold the first set. And we've been doing a great job also at tennis of when to pick the money lines and when to pick the covers. It seems like very often we get the money line, but sometimes the cover just feels right, and this was one of those occasions. So anyway, a good day. I want to go into tomorrow's games, and again, tomorrow's games are, and again, at the worst, we're going to be 0 on the week. Hopefully, we'll be up like 5-6 units on the week after, if the Cavs can come through, and then inception, you can see we're doing very well. So yeah, looking good. So tomorrow, fitting we started off. Now here's a fun fact: we are undefeated when picking Daniel Collins to win. I think we're 4-0, including 2 pretty sizable upsets, and I believe we are 5-0 or something, 4-0. We've faded Joe Bear a lot when we were picking Joe Bear to lose. So basically, we've never been wrong picking Joe Bear to lose or picking Collins to win. We did get one wrong when we picked Collins to lose. But yeah, fun fact. So again, the number 1 ranked player in the tournament, or number 2 ranked in the tournament, and a top 10 in the world here, against the arthritic retiring Collins, and Collins is a 2-1 favorite. Go figure. So I think she's definitely gonna. At first, I thought maybe Joe Bear gets back on track because nobody's gonna be picking her now, but at the same time, they said that she's taking a break to have a kid. So to me, it just makes sense. She's gonna have a pretty rough outing all the way up until she steps away. And then she's going to come back just like Collins, just like all these other people that do it, Osaka, and she's going to start winning. That's just what I think happens. So anyway, Collins covers Joe Bear 4 games for 4 units. I think that's just a great play. I love this play, especially based off the history. Marlins, as you can see, I'm only playing them for 1 unit. We lost them as a leg 3 today, so I'm not going to keep chasing them leg 4 and all that crap. With baseball, we don't do that, and with the exception of 1 game, and I'm going to go into it for a reason, I don't do leg 4s. I don't just continually chase, because you can go on huge losing streaks. But I'm still going to take the Marlins to win. We're basically going to start up a new sequence. So, hopefully they don't lose the next 3. It was advised to me, hey, maybe, I think Jake said it, on here, Jake Fagan, not Jake the not the nut job, but one of the subscribers on here said, try and stay away from chasing maybe, because they will, and I agree. Again, I don't really like to chase losing teams, because look at the Pistons. Vegas does that on purpose. But, again, starting a new sequence here, we have 3 cracks at it. I think the Marlins are going to come through and at least get 1 win out of the next couple games. So, yeah, I'm going to tread lightly with them, but I just don't think they're a team that they're going to have start off terrible. They just have, in my opinion, too much young talent. It wouldn't make too much sense in my opinion. I could be wrong. Baseball's probably my worst sport besides hockey. But like I said, we had a pretty good day today with baseball, so hopefully we start coming through. So anyway, Marlins, just a leg 1, plus 135 for the win. Mets, now this one's an interesting one. I got Mets covering Tigers. It's 1.5 is plus 165, so I'm taking them to cover. Now, there's a couple things that could happen here. The Mets could win and not cover, and then obviously it makes the next play tougher. But either way, I'm playing the same deal. I'm just playing the Mets to cover. So if they win by 1 run and we lose this leg 2, we're still going to run leg 3 for 4 units that the Mets cover 1.5. I'm hoping that's not the case. Either they'll lose or they'll cover. But either way, basically leg 2 for 2 units is going to be Mets cover Tigers minus 1.5, and only if the Mets don't cover and it's a loss, we're going to run the second game of the doubleheader, leg 3 for 4 units. This plus 140 I found on one website, so I'm not sure how accurate it is. Since it's a doubleheader, most sites don't have the odds up yet. But I'm just taking them minus the 1.5, no matter, I'm basically blind, because I don't know, the line might be off from this 140. I found one website, like a local news website, that showed it, but it doesn't mean MGM and ESPN and all them aren't going to be way different. Hopefully, it doesn't even come to it though. Mets cover the first game of the doubleheader. We're not playing this leg three. It's voided. We don't play it at all. So we're only playing the doubleheader. Basically, that the Mets are going to cover one of these two games. So hopefully that makes sense. So hopefully we just get the early leg two win, and then there's no leg three. But if the Tigers win or the Mets only win by a run or something, then we're going to play Mets minus 1.5 again for 4 units as a leg three. And whatever that line is, it's going to be plus odds. This was the one I found. So anyway, I just wanted to go into that. Kings beat Knicks. I like it. I don't love it. Kings, as you guys know, I have them finishing in the playoffs, not the play-in. But they're also close. It's, Suns are 8th right now, so it's not like one game right now is going to make a giant difference. But I do like the Kings to win. So for 1 unit, plus 130. Now this game is my absolute favorite. People always like to ask me locks. If I had to pick a quote lock, it would be this game. For the sole purpose, if the Warriors win, they go up 3 games on the Rockets, and we have our playoff and play-in teams basically locked in with 6 games to go without some kind of crazy run. Rockets win, the 2-game lead gets cut to 1. So the Rockets just have to win this game. Draymond Green said, "I'm not worried about the Rockets. They're garbage, basically. Like I'm not sweating them. They're nothings." It just makes sense. You take your eye off the prize. You take your eye off the team that is gritty. The team with Dylan Brooks, I might add. It just makes perfect sense that the Rockets will win this game. So it keeps it very interesting. I'd say more people will be on the Warriors. They've looked pretty consistent. They just pounded the Mavericks. So yeah, I got the Rockets winning this game, and yes, it is a leg 4 for 8 units. So big payday if we get that one, because it's a plus 140 for 8 units. So it'll be a big pickup on the day. And I understand it's risky, but again, you can't play with scared money, and it's my favorite play. So as I went into before, I don't typically chase. We've done over, I want to say close to 3,000 plays since I've started this thing, and maybe between 2 and 3,000. I know at least 2,000, and I think I've ran 5 leg 4s. So we are running so few leg 4s, way less than 1% even of our plays. But I play them when they're very, very, in my opinion, when it just seems very probable that we're gonna get it. So anyway, I think our last one was Colorado winning, and they did. So that was against Florida. But anyway, yeah, I got Rockets beating the Warriors outright. For plus 140 for 8 units. I got the Hawks covering the Mavs 10.5, 2 units. They just couldn't cover the Pistons, and they suck at covering. So I have a good feeling that they're going to get the cover. And I'm going 1 unit for them to win, because I think the Mavs and Suns are going to get that 7 and 8 seed. Mavs get this win. They're looking pretty good for the playoffs, especially if the Kings don't win 2 or something. So I just have a feeling that the Hawks could get the upset here. And I don't see a ton of people on the Hawks. They just haven't been great. Again, they almost just blew a lead to the Pistons. So, yeah, I got the Hawks beating them. Just a leg 1 for plus 450. So we got 4 sports going on tomorrow. 3. Tennis, baseball, and the NBA. So hopefully we do well. Typically, as you can see today, when we're able to pick multiple sports, we usually do pretty well, because we can kind of pick our spots. So tomorrow you can see we're playing a couple baseball games, but it's more basketball centric, and then we have an important tennis matchup. So today we had a decent bit of baseball, but tennis wound up being the savior, and maybe the Cavs too. So who knows? They could be losing 20-0 right now. I don't know, but we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I love this Rockets matchup tomorrow. I just think it's, again, in this scripted league, I bet you we see a fight. It's not that prophetic of a prediction, but I guarantee you we see Dylan Brooks, Draymond Green, and probably Jabari or somebody else getting into it. I just really feel like going into the playoffs, and that's why I think the Rockets win. I think it just makes sense. I can already see Brooks doing his villain celebration, and maybe Clay decides to throw up the 4 again, for the rings. I don't think these two meet in the play-in. It would be interesting, but the Rockets aren't going to get in. But I think they're going to keep them close. So that's why I love this matchup here. So yeah, not a lot of plays tomorrow, but we have a good bit of units in play. And just to reiterate, this leg 3 for the Mets is only if our leg 2 for 2 units doesn't come through. If they don't cover, then we run it leg 3 for 4 units. And again, it might be the over under because the pitcher, they don't have both pitchers announced. That's why the one site I found it could be off. It might be 165 like the first matchup. Typically in doubleheaders, the second one for some reason, especially I've noticed if the team loses the first one, they get better odds in the second one. Not better odds, but shorter odds. But we'll have to see. This could be like 170, 180. I should have just put an X here, but I did find a site. It was like a Detroit media site or something that was showing this line, so that's the one I went with. But it's not a giant deal, obviously. Again, hopefully we just get the leg 2 and that's it. If not, leg 3 minus 1.5. If you have to take the alt line, that's fine. I think the value is worth it, so I'll have to see. So yeah, whatever, what if the Mets are favorites, then obviously you're just taking the regular line. If they're underdogs, then we're going to take the alt line, minus 1.5 to get the plus odds. So yeah, a couple matches that if they come through, we're in good shape. We're kind of in a spot where if the Rockets win, not that we can lose every other game, but we'd be in a spot where even if we lost out, we really wouldn't be in that bad of shape. So like that Rockets game's very important, obviously. But we could have a really good hit rate, miss the Rockets, and finish all right too. So riskier day tomorrow. Probably going to determine our week if I'm being honest, because we have 2 days after tomorrow, and again, tomorrow, a good bit of units in play, and not many of these are, we're not going to get pushes on these, they're all half points and alt lines, things like that. So maybe Collins, Jobert could push, I guess, but outside of that, it's going to be a win or lose deal. So yeah, I think that between our picks, we have a good day looking ahead of us tomorrow, and hopefully, like I said, the games that I believe in the most come through. And again, thanks to everybody that's been coming over. I do appreciate it. It really, again, makes it where I could do what I enjoy. A lot of this is tedious, but I don't mind doing it, especially, being up. I really want to finish up this week because, again, it'll be 13 out of the last 14 weeks, which, a lot of people tell me that I'm underselling it, and it's just because I'm not going to come out here and throw a party. But it is nice because for the people that have been here from the beginning or just signed up even in the last couple of weeks, at least you guys are profiting, which is always the goal. So when I can, I throw them on YouTube also, but basically this is what I do every single night here on Patreon. For anyone that is on YouTube watching this that wasn't sure, I just go into the exact unit amounts that we're going to be playing. I go into why I like the matchups, and then I update our weekly and our total tally. And it's crazy. We're almost 200 pages in. We've been doing this, again, only since December 3rd, which isn't that long ago. But you can see we've been doing it for, quite a while. Like I said, we have thousands of plays, and I just add the new plays. So I have them all charted and stuff too. But you can see we started this a very long time ago, just to show you. And I think our first one here was like Buffalo, yeah, back when we had college basketball. And this is how it works. Leg 1, leg 2, leg 3. If we lose leg 3, it's 7 units lost. We move on. And we only have to win 7 sequences, because it's a unit profit or more every time we win for every 3-leg loss. And our pace is looking really good right now. So yeah, I think we're going to continue to do well, especially as the playoffs come. But yeah, even with hockey, which we started off with, we had a rough start with hockey. That's why I've been very passive with baseball, because hockey and baseball seem to just be outliers where they don't seem to be as scripted. So there's a lot of times where my WWE logic for baseball and hockey just doesn't work like it does for tennis, basketball, football, the others. So we got some baseball going on, obviously, but I'm not going to go nuts on it. I'm just going to go with matchups that make sense. So yeah, didn't want to spend too long, but I kind of wanted to go into the system for the people that don't know. And then, of course, like I said, every night we do our recap. And the good thing about tonight is we already know at the worst we're going to be up 3 today and 0 on the week, so out of the negative. And if we get even the cover for Cleveland, but we don't get the win, but if we get them both especially, we'll be up a decent bit on the day, close to double digits, and we'll be up a decent bit on the week as well. So hoping Cleveland comes through, and then tomorrow, like I said, Collins will be important. And I like Collins because we have yet to fade Jobert and lose, and we've yet to take Collins and lose. So that's a nice little record we got. And then with the Rockets, I just don't see them knocking them out. I mean, the East is already determined. The West is basically determined. I don't especially with Brooks, Draymond, I don't see why you would do that. So I'm loving that pick. I almost made it a leg 3, but I said, you know what? We'll make it a leg 4 for that Marlins loss. Maybe we'll get it back. I think we will. And I don't play leg 4s unless they just seem so darn obvious. So this is another one that just, in my opinion, seems very obvious. So we'll have to see what happens. So take care and happy earnings.